Welcome to Bar City, episode 36. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin.
So, sorry about the week missed, everyone. Had to do some moving into a new house, and Kevin there had to work some overtime.
Hmm.
And just to show how unprofessional he is, he decided to eat as soon as he decided to get on the podcast.
I'm not eating.
Oh,
I was taking a pill.
again with the drugs on the episode? Oh my God.
I want to know everyone what my struggles are.
We're going to have to, I'm sorry, guys. We're going to have to do an intervention on this. Put him in rehab.
Do the podcast from rehab.
Yeah.
Hey, this is another episode of Barb City. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I'm still doing my 21 days.
So, what's on the agenda for the day?
I don't know.
You don't have an agenda?
An agenda.
Of course, it's up to me to talk about stuff.
I was actually thinking the other day, I was like, we should do an episode, but I mean, we don't have to do it on this episode because we're not prepared. But I was like, we should do an episode of top five movies that everyone seems to not like, but we like. So individually we like.
Hmm.
So, but I was like, I'd have,
Yeah,
I'd have to think about that list a little bit. So,
that would be an interesting one to do.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I probably have a few movies that I really like that no one else likes.
yeah. I feel like everyone probably has at least one or two that they seem to really enjoy, but they just don't really understand why no one else seems to like, or maybe they don't quite understand why there's so much hate toward the movie. They're like,
Yeah.
sure, it's not amazing, but why so much hate? So,
Yeah, that kind of becomes a thing for some movies.
yeah.
And and a lot of it's typically movies that have just like a cult following.
Yeah,
I
that
love how
that
they
can happen sometimes. Sometimes movies tend to get ignored when they first release. It's not really like it has love or hate. It's just kind of overlooked. But
yeah.
then over time, it gains a lot of traction through, like, yeah, like you said, a cult following, and then they just like praise that movie.
I mean, I've also seen movies like not do so well and then get put on a streaming service, and all of a sudden they're actually like one of the top movies on the streaming service.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's like, oh, I guess just people didn't feel like going to theaters to see it.
yeah.
Or you get the hidden gems that were like straight to streaming or like straight to home,
Hmm.
and they didn't get no marketing push or whatever because they're like, oh, this ain't gonna probably be that good of a movie. It can just go straight to DVD or
Yeah,
straight to streaming, and it does really well on DVD sales or streaming views.
yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of those in the 90s. A lot of those direct to video movies got really popular during that time because there were a lot of movies that people wanted to make, but they just didn't quite have the budget support, to make it. So they would just be like, well, let's make a low budget of the movie and just do direct to video release. And then a lot more people started spending more time at home in the summer and stuff like that in the 90s. And so they were
Yeah,
able to get a lot of sales and rentals, of course, through rental stores back in the day.
yeah, Hollywood
People, um,
video, and
and so that's how some of those movies actually got a little bit of recognition. So,
yeah, just because it's straight to DVD or straight to streaming doesn't mean it's gonna fail.
right. And some of those are actually pretty good, I think. Like I watched a few of them when I was a kid in the 90s and that were just straight up direct to video and they were pretty good. So,
Yes, I mean, some of my favorite movies have been just straight to DVD or streaming.
yeah. Of course, yeah. Nowadays we got the straight to the stream, yeah, straight to streaming, yeah. Sort of the modern day version of that. So,
Yeah, but so apparently now, thanks to Kingdom Hearts 3, our
right.
buddy Jay has a hatred towards plaid.
Toward what?
Plaid.
plaid, like the clothes design?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. I've never played Kingdom Hearts 3, so I'm not sure
So
why
spoiler
that
alerts
would
for
make you
anybody that
hate plaid.
hasn't played it.
Yeah.
So you know how Ventus, Aqua, and I forgot the third member.
Terra?
Kara, yeah, you know how they
Yeah.
had the armor to protect themselves from darkness?
Yeah.
Well, apparently in Kingdom Hearts 3, like it shows more people with the armor that was the old Keybladers, like, Xehanort and all them.
Hmm.
And adds some apparently instead of giving Riku, Kairi, and Sora their own Keyblade armor, they gave them plaid to protect themselves from the darkness.
Huh. Your avatar head looks like it's stretching out or something.
Oh, I was looking over at Jay.
Yeah.
Apparently also, so Axel's human form shows up, whatever. Lee, which of course that was fan service because everyone loved Axel.
Yeah.
Apparently he also came a Keyblade and got plaid as well instead of an armor.
Hmm.
Yeah, so all the new Keybladers are getting plaid to protect themselves from the darkness. And Jay, since this came out and he's played it for the past few months, like he will eventually repeat how much he hates it. Like
Yeah.
we could probably have him as a guest on this episode, on an episode, and he could just literally fill the entire episode about how much he hates it.
I'm not I'm not the biggest fan of plaid, but I don't wouldn't say I hate it, but yeah,
Well,
I
it's
don't.
it's more like it's more the concept of why plaid when they could just gave them cool ass armor too.
Yeah. I guess they thought it looked cool. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, as much as I love Japan, they are weird sometimes with that
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Mm.
But
Yeah, honestly, looking through some of the styles of like Final Fantasy, like protagonists in general, some of their clothes styles are kind of bizarre sometimes. So, although I will say I like Titus's in Final Fantasy X, I love his pants. Like
yeah.
he has the pants that come up one side, half shorts, half pants. I was like, oh man, I wish I had a pair of pants like that. That'd be so awesome.
So you're like me, you call him Titus.
Yeah, I think it's actually pronounced Tidus.
Titus. Titus.
Tidus, yeah. But it just looks like it should be pronounced Titus. So when I look at the name, so
Yeah.
it just naturally rolls off my tongue like that. So,
Do you say Titus or Titus, Jay? No, he says Titus.
yeah, most Americans do, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And Waka, as he was saying, says that Titus is the way because he's supposed to be Jamaican accent.
Yeah,
And if you so I don't know. But yeah, I do like his outfit. He's got a cool look.
yeah,
Even though like the OCD in me like kind of wigs when I see it.
yeah.
But like I still like the outfit. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the color, but I
Uh,
know why it's the color because it's his team's color.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will say I'm not as big of a fan of the top, the shirt part of his
Hmm.
outfit. Is
Yeah.
I mean, it looks cool on him, but like just the shirt itself, like I don't think ever any person can pull that off. But the pants, I think they legitimately look really unique and really cool. So I like them. So
Yeah.
I like his shoes too. I think they look cool. Those
Well,
like
there's a
big
wrestler
boots
in the
there.
early 2000s that wore his pants like that.
Oh really? And WWE or
Yeah. It was one of the members of Crime Time. The one of them's passed away. Rest in peace. He was a great guy. The other one who's still alive. Yeah, he used to. That's how he is. Was his one of his legs was a short style, and he had like I think it was on the short side that he had like a bandana tied around his knee,
Hmm.
and the other side was just the right long jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
were
think
crime time.
honestly, part of the reason why I may like them too is because you can tell they're like the pants like with the zippers that you can zip off and turn into shorts. And those were really
Yeah,
popular in the early 2000s. And I actually had a pair of pants like that when I was
I never did.
I wore them. They were like my favorite pair of pants. It eventually got to the point where I got a little bit too tall for the pants because I guess my legs got longer, and so the pants came up a bit too high. But when I zipped them off, they still were long enough to be appropriate shorts for that time. So I then it eventually got to the point where like the last like little year I wore them, I just always have them as shorts. So, but yeah, I miss those pants. Those were cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd walk around nowadays in that style though, even if I could pull it off.
What, the zip on pants? Yeah.
Yeah, like or just having one side zipped off while the other side
Oh
still had its.
yeah. Well, I mean, I never would just unzip one side, uh, but that's essentially what it looks like that they did. They just kind of took those pants and then just kind of unzipped one of them and then left the other one on. And I was just
Yeah,
like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have done that when I was a kid, but I did like them. So
because like also like, how do you pick which leg is going to be the one that's shown?
I guess you just do whatever. I don't know.
Or like, would you
Whatever
be the
one
type
feels hotter. Yeah. This one's
like
kind
would
of
you be
warm.
the
I'm just gonna unzip this one.
like would you be the type that every time you wore those pants you'd have the different leg unzipped? Or would you
Oh,
always be
like
consistent with
rotate
the one?
legs. Yeah.
Yeah. Or
I
would you
would
be the type that like,
probably I'd probably stick with one. Yeah. I just keep that same one unzipped. So
oh, like if you think about it, like doing that during the summer, you'd have one leg darker than the other.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
I'd have to like rotate it out.
Even out that tan a little
Yeah,
bit. You finally unzip the other one, you're like, oh my God, it's so white. Yeah.
it's my secret weapon. Zip.
That's my blinding. Yeah.
Get cornered in a dark alleyway and just unzip the one leg that has not been shown in like 3 years.
Yeah. I would probably have to unzip the right one because that's the one I start. That's the leg I usually start walking with, and I feel like it would be distracting for me to. I don't know. I guess I would have to test out both legs. I don't know. So because maybe it would be distracting the other way around. I don't know.
Deep thoughts about which
I
leg you
know.
would have off.
Such a deep conversation about
well,
these fictional fantasy pants.
technically they weren't fantasy; they were reality.
Yeah.
Just that style of wearing was either like
Oh,
wrestling
yeah.
or video game style thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Typically, you would not see somebody wearing that in their everyday life.
I don't know. There probably was. I just never ran into someone.
Yeah. If there was anybody that did that, I'd never seen it. So.
But like over in Japan, there probably was a lot of people doing that.
I'm
But
clapping my feet together.
I like, oh yeah, like yeah, rap artists used to wear it like that. I was looking up like which, which artist like Eminem did that with one of his sweatpants. Like he pulled up like the one side. It's like
Oh, really?
just directly below the knee.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't recall. I could see him doing that though. He had some pretty strange styles.
LL Cool J used to do it.
Yeah. Because it wasn't Eminem that used to wear those upside down visors or what?
Yeah,
I was just like, what's with the upside down visor?
I think he's on. Like he's like a lot of these rappers have done a lot of weird things.
Yeah. I
I
remember
don't
in
know.
the mid or it was like mid slash late 2000s, all the rappers went to that dress phase where they all started wearing suit and ties. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them did.
Yeah, apparently even Billie Eilish has done it recently with sweatpants.
Billie Eilish is weird. So
Yeah. And apparently it's also been shown on fashion stages like that. So I guess it's not still not a too off weird trend
yeah,
nowadays.
fashion shows are weird.
Because it's one of those trends that semi stayed.
Trends are kind of weird though.
Yeah. It also looks really weird. This one I'm looking at like she's got full pants leg and the other side is short shorts.
Yeah,
That one looks
that's kind of what
awkward.
his is like in the game too. It's sort of short
Yeah,
on the other side.
because it's above the knee.
And then he has those long, they look like the boxers coming out of the under thing. Like, what are those types of shorts that some guys wear nowadays where the shorts are short, but then they have like the under part
But also with Titus, like
comes
the
down.
other leg was it's like he wore half shorts and half jorts.
Who?
Titus, like his
Oh,
design, because and actually you can actually look at a picture and you can see the zipper on the other leg. They wear
yeah, yeah,
zippers.
yeah,
But the leg that had the longer piece was more jort style because it still was just it was above his like right below his knee, about halfway up his shin,
yeah,
halfway down his shin. So he was wearing shorts and jorts,
yeah.
short jorts. I don't know.
I always liked Sora's clothes in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think he wears the same in Kingdom Hearts 3, I believe. Um,
He wears a slight alteration to his two.
oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they almost kind of look like sweatpants and capris did a
Mm,
fusion. Yeah, like because they stop kind of like before they hit the bottom, but they're like real baggy and poofy, like sweatpants might would be, or some versions of sweatpants. So
yeah, it's still the black and red, but it's a
yeah,
little bit more darker because upgraded graphics and
yeah,
some plaid pieces to it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like, and also he's not wearing a red shirt underneath. He's wearing a black shirt,
yeah,
and the side pockets are different. So like he's slightly updated it from he did in 10 2.
yeah. Some of that could be just different color palettes that they were
Yeah.
using, but yeah. Because I know in the first one he wore like those red shorts with the it looked like a I guess you could say his outfit was a bit more kiddish looking. But then
Yeah.
in the second one they kind of grew up, made his outfit look a little bit older. So
Yeah, because he had the red shorts, the big ass yellow shoes, red
yeah,
shirt with the
they
white
all
and
wear big
black, the white, black, and
well,
blue
most of them. Yeah.
jacket and gloves.
Mm.
Yeah. They still gave him the big old shoes, and even in three.
Yeah. They a lot of those characters have those really big old shoes. I guess they have big feet. I don't know.
I don't know, because like thing is, if you noticed with his shoes, is they go forwards and then bend up at the end. Like if he was running, the shoe kind of like tilts forwards almost.
Yeah, it's sort of that very cartoonish kind of style to it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it goes upwards at the end. So I'm like, maybe he's just wearing shoes that are too big for his feet. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
why they're bent upwards from him running in them.
That would be so uncomfortable to run in though, because then your feet would slide back and forth inside your shoe.
Not if the ankle part was tight.
But then it would be like the end of my feet would be too free, but then the back would be like squeezing on my ankle and my
I don't know.
and it would be like cramping.
Because thing is, you see, Riku in the first one, he had big shoe, the big feet shoes,
Yeah.
and then the second one, he's got regular tennis shoes.
Does it?
Yeah, his
Oh.
outfits after Kingdom Hearts 2 and on has been regular tennis shoes.
Oh. I remember yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
it's
I never
like
paid very close to it. He's
he
not
just
in the
wears.
second one all that much, but
Yeah.
so
He
yeah, I
also
guess I
got
never paid
taller
close
than
attention to
he
the first one.
also like grew and filled out a little bit different than Sora.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely was grew way taller than
But
Sora.
also in Sora's defense, Sora was in a cryo chamber
Yeah,
after Reaching of Memories,
yeah,
and Riku was out and about living his life, and then infiltrating Organization 13.
right.
So I guess difference in
Moving
because
around.
thing is they were like what? I think they were 11 in the first one, so they hadn't even really hit their puberty yet.
Yeah, they were pretty young.
And Sora got put in a deep sleep in a magical cryo chamber before he could even hit puberty.
Yeah,
So it probably did stunt his growth a little bit if you really want to think on the scientific aspect or biological aspect.
yeah,
Because even Kyrie, grew up actually filled out compared to Sora.
yeah.
Because now she's wearing regular shoes too.
Is she? I remember her having big shoes on in the second one.
No, the second one she doesn't have big shoes.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
I mean, no, she's wearing. I mean, they're technically kind of look big, but they're boots. They're black boots. And well, that's in three. So now she's wearing black boots. The first one, she had the big old like slip-on shoes, weird like weirdly slip-on shoes. And then the second one is a similar style to the first one, but they're more regular tennis shoes. They're not big feeted anymore. So Sora is the only one that keeps the massive feet.
Keeps the trend going.
Yeah, he keeps the big shoes. Kind of curious why they did that. Why they didn't just upgrade him like the others?
I don't know.
Because they easily could have. Because his second outfit was just given to him by I forgot who gave him the second outfit.
Oh, yeah. I have his face in my head, but I can't think of his name. Merlin? No, not Merlin. I'm confusing him with somebody else. What is his name? Is it?
Oh, the fairies from the red,
Yeah, it
blue,
was the
and green.
fairies. Yeah. He's the one that tells them to do it, but they actually wear
Yeah,
the outfit. Yeah. Mm. The fairy godmothers.
which one are they from? I forgot which princess.
From Sleeping Beauty.
Are they Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah. Because
So
yeah,
Aurora's.
they get in that fight over should have her dress be pink or blue. So
Yeah,
and that's why they did the joke in Kingdom Hearts 2. Should it, what color
yeah,
should it
that's
be?
right. But it was just an alteration to his already current outfit. So just because his outfit he was wearing was still his kid outfit, and he kind of filled out a little bit more. He got a little too tall for
Yeah.
it. Like he grew, but he's still shorter than Riku.
Yeah, he definitely grew, but yeah, just not quite as much as Riku did. Because Riku was only, if I remember correctly, he was only like slightly taller than Sora in the first game.
Yeah, they weren't much of a height
And
difference, and
but
Riku
yeah,
was
he
only a
was
year older.
significantly taller than him in the second one, though.
Yeah,
Mm.
and he's still taller than him in the third one.
Yeah.
So Sora's growth got stunted,
He's a late
or his
bloomer.
parents were short.
Yeah, he's a late bloomer.
Well, now in the third one, they should be at least getting 18, almost.
I'm not sure, but
Huh? I don't know. I would have to actually look at the timeline. Nope. Even my Kingdom Hearts expert doesn't know.
yeah, I'm not sure if they ever actually mention their age in game, but I'm sure they have ages. So mm, it's
Yeah,
kind
they
of
were
like
15 and 4. Riku was 15. Kyrie and Sora was 14 and 2. They
okay.
were.
Oh,
That was
so he's
how
a
they were
year
in one.
older. So
Oh, not one. In Kingdom Hearts 1, they were 14, 14, and 15.
That's right. I actually did know that. I forgot about that. So, yeah, because Sora's 14 in the first one. He's 15 in the second one. Oh, I got here. Am I?
So, physically wise, Sora's probably about 15 when he gets out of the cryo because he didn't grow that much in the cryo.
Yeah, and Riku is one
He's
year older than them, and that's why he's a little bit taller. I think is why they made him that way.
Yeah, so biologically, Kyrie's technically now older than him biologically, but by year wise, they're the same age. Mhm. Yeah. So they're probably, yeah, Riku might be at 18. Kyrie and Sora by age, year wise, should be about 17. But Sora biologically, because he was, well, once one thing, he was killed, and then he was killed and then come back to life, and then stunned and put in the cryo chamber. So he's probably about 16-ish still, biologically. Because apparently it's not a big time gap between 2 and 3. You good? Kevin,
Hmm?
you
Oh,
alive, man?
sorry, I was looking at the weather.
Oh, did you even hear anything I said?
Yeah, I was listening.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. I was consulting with my Kingdom Hearts expert.
I used to be more in the loop before three came out. Once three came out, I've been kind of out of the loop ever since because I've tried so hard not to learn too much about that game and some of the extra other games and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And so now I'm kind of so out of the loop on everything Kingdom Hearts modern. So
I had a chance because
yeah,
now that it's on Xbox, when it first came to Xbox, it was for free on Game Pass
yeah,
to play all of them, and I tried to play 3,
yeah.
but like I don't know if it's because I'm on the using the Xbox controller now, and it just something didn't feel right when I was playing it.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was the controller or I just kind of grew out of that game.
Yeah, it's possible. I still like Kingdom Hearts 2. I played it roughly about, well, I will say that was a couple years ago, but that's, I guess that's not that long in terms of
Yeah,
playing a game. And I still enjoyed it. So, but I obviously I've never played 3, so I'll have to see about that one when I
yeah. I mean,
finally get
also
to it,
it
whenever that finally happens.
could have been because of because of that time I was kind of getting a little bored of playing video games
Yeah. Yeah, I've
because I
gone
have
through
the
phases
moments
like that.
every few years I'll just not want to play a video game for a long ass time.
Yeah. Yeah, I go through phases like
Like
that.
I'll watch gameplays of games, but
Mm.
I just don't really feel like playing them.
Sometimes
Like
I'm
if
sort of in between. Like I'll get done playing a game I really liked, and I'm having trouble finding what the next game is I want to play.
yeah,
So sometimes that happens to me.
I do typically have that issue unless a new game that I've already had my eye on comes out after I'm done with the game.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I have games in concession that I want to play, but then there's moments I just no game can hold my interest, even if it's a game that. And so my wife's like, "Well, you play this like a ton." Like, well, yeah, but thing is, it doesn't really matter to me how much I play a game if I like it.
Yeah.
So if go to play a game that I normally could just spend hours upon hours just doing nothing on, like there's MMOs that I just sit there and fish on.
Yeah.
All I do. And if that is boring to me, then it's probably because I'm not really getting into video games at that moment.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. I mean, I've literally spent like hours in Daggerfall just hanging out in the town before. At one point, literally for almost an hour, I was in the clothes store just trying on different clothes on my character. And most people would probably find that really boring, but I was like, I was having fun. So,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, I'll do that too in
yeah,
games. But yeah, just and it also is kind of funny. Like I'll be in the middle of playing a game, and it's a brand new game. I haven't beaten it or anything. I'm just going through it. I'm enjoying it, and then I'll go to pick it up the next day, and I'm like, I don't know why. I just don't feel like playing this, and then I just stop playing a video game for a while.
yeah. I go through, I even do that with TV shows sometimes too. Like I'll be
Yeah,
watching a show and then just and enjoying the crap out of it. And then just one day I've just been like, I try to watch it and I'm like, I'm just not into this today for some reason. I don't know why. So,
yeah. That's why I always have backup shows just in case.
yeah,
But and I hate it when it happens, and I'm in the middle of a video game
yeah.
because I'm like, maybe I'm just not feeling it today. And then the next day I'm just still not feeling it or whatever. And it gets to the point where I just never go back to that game. And I'm like, why don't I go back to it? Like I really liked it. But now that even when I get back into the mood of playing video games, I just don't typically go back because my brain's just like, well, I wasn't interested in it last time I tried to play it. Even though I know it's probably because I just wasn't into video games at all for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little annoying. I mean, of course, there are games I've played like halfway through, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just fucking done with this game. This game's
yeah. Sometimes
it.
some games, that's all I don't feel the need to necessarily complete the game. Sometimes I just playing through a portion of the game is all the experience I may have wanted out of it. And some
Yeah,
people, other gamers may not understand that. They're like, why would you play a game and not complete it? But I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to force myself to do something I don't want to do. So,
yeah. But there's shows that I haven't finished because it gets to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm honestly the show's not as good as I thought it was
yeah.
anymore. Like there's still seasons of Walking Dead I need to finish. I got out of Walking Dead
Yeah.
before the end of it happened. So that's a lot of times why I tend to only start shows that actually have an ending
Yeah.
already. A lot of times because if the show gets to a point where say it's a slow season and I end up hopping out of it, there's a good chance I might not come back to it.
Yeah. I've
And as it's
done.
still going, and then I'm like, well, and I look at something about the new season, I'm like, oh, that looks cool, but I don't know.
Sometimes I've done that, or it'll take me years before I finally come back around to it.
Yeah,
So sometimes that happens. So,
but yeah. So,
so what?
which I got a question for you. Which is your favorite live action Hulk?
My favorite what?
Live action Hulk.
Hulk?
Yeah,
Like which Hulk movie?
the Incredible Hulk.
Like which movie is my favorite?
Yeah.
Um, gee, it's been so long. Uh, you're talking about between the one like in the early to mid
Well,
2000s?
between Mark Ruffalo, Edward Norton, and Eric Banner.
Oh, like which character Hulk, I guess.
Yeah,
I'd probably have to go with Mark, but uh, I just feel like they kind of finally kind of got the character down a little bit better by the time they got up to him in the Avengers universe and everything. But
yeah.
I mean, but it's also fair to say that I don't really remember much about the other two Hulk movies. I've
You don't
seen the
remember Edward Norton and Eric Banner's Hulk?
yeah. I I was a lot that was a long time ago. especially the one with I believe Eric, right?
Yeah, Eric was the first one, you know,
Yeah,
of the big screen ones. Of
yeah.
course, because you know you had the small screen with oh, what's his name?
Oh, you're talking
Play,
about like from the TV show? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name either, but uh,
his face is right in my fucking head. I
yeah,
can't say
I
his
got his
name,
face, but yeah. Um,
but he
he's
was the
actually
most actually
in
most.
that movie if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's in the second. He's in the
He just doesn't play the Hulk. But
yeah, he's in Edward Norton's. He's the security guard at the college.
yeah, that's right.
But no, Eric Bana is technically the most comic book accurate because
See,
he also
I've only
actively gets
read like
bigger as he gets angrier and gets stronger.
yeah, I only read maybe like a small handful of the Hulk comics when I was like a preteen, and I don't really
Hmm.
remember a lot of the details about them. And I don't even remember what section of the story I was really even reading. But yeah, I do vaguely remember that one because the one with Eric in it, my sister had that movie. She owned it, and I watched it a couple of times here and there. So I remember that one probably a little
Yeah,
better. I also saw that one in theater. Actually, I just don't really. That was, I was younger then.
yeah.
And then I do. And I think I want to say I've only seen. Wouldn't the other one come out like 2008 or something like that?
Norton's, yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I only seen that one maybe once or twice. So
Honestly, like I like them all in a sense.
yeah,
Now, technically, Norton's is the same one as Ruffalo's.
yeah, yeah.
Which the funny thing is, technically, Bana should also be part of it because
Ow.
so Norton's talks about learning how to control it in while he was out in out in South America,
Yeah.
trying to learn to control it. Bana's ended in South America with him starting to go down there to hide and want to learn to control it. They all like it was funny because Norton's talked about Bana's and Ruffalo's talked about Norton's, but apparently Bana's is not connected to Ruffalo's.
Yeah. I don't know. My biggest problem, I think, with the one that Eric in is it feels like a large portion of the movie. Like I said, maybe it would feel different if I watched it today, but in my memory, it feels like a large portion of the movie was like them just chasing the Hulk through the desert. And I felt like that was probably an extremely boring part of the movie, in
Yeah,
my opinion. But I liked the beginning, like the stuff leading up to it, and the ending was pretty good, like him and his dad.
yeah,
But yeah, the whole middle section, I remember it being kind of boring. So
yeah. The middle section was a little bit more boring.
yeah,
I mean Norton's was kind of was cool. They made sure to make it more fast paced. Of course, also get to see the Abomination.
yeah.
Like I kind of pissed that Ruffalo hasn't got didn't get his own movie. Like the fact that Thor Ragnarok was also technically part of like at the ass like because World War Hulk should have took place where he found Hulk. And they kind of like threw in a little bit of a hey, homage to the World War Hulk, where Hulk gets sent off to a different planet and turns out his blood repaired that planet.
Oh
And
man.
he ended up fighting and taking over and becoming king of the planet before he shows back up on Earth to fuck everyone up. But
Yeah.
but they threw kind of the aspect of that because he fought in a gladiatorial arena in World War Hulk. It's also where he learns how to become the Hulk Buster. Not Hulk Buster, but Planet Hulk. Planet Busting Hulk, something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's when he's got like the really like glowing veins through him. But I with Mark, like I like Mark as the Hulk and stuff, and like his everything in the Avengers, and of course him and Thor Ragnarok. But I just there's not enough with him
Oh really?
before he becomes it's Smart Hulk before he actually merges with the Hulk.
Yeah.
Because like we see him get like we could see him, smash through New York, and then fight Ultron. But most of the time, you just see him as Mark
Yeah.
or as Banner.
Maybe that's why I liked it better. I don't know. So it's been admittedly it's been a while since I've seen the first Avengers. So hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I might be the admittedly I think the only reason why I watched the version with Eric in it so much when I was a kid is because when I was a kid I found out the actor is also the voice actor for Jack from the Jack and Daxter series.
yeah.
So I wanted to watch that movie because I was just like, oh,
So
that's cool. Yeah,
it took me forever in my teenage years to realize that his actual name is Eric Bana because his last name being Bana,
oh,
and
man.
he's playing a character with the last name
I never really thought
Banner.
about that before. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah.
I always thought I was like, do they make his name Eric Banner?
Yeah. I never really, yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah.
Because they rarely say Bruce.
Yeah.
They say Banner all the time in that movie.
Yeah, they do.
So my brain thought I was like, huh, did they just change his name to Eric Banner?
Excuse me.
But no, it's because the actor's name was Eric Bana, who played Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Oh man, help
So
me.
now I have a tendency when I talk about him to say, oh yeah, Eric Banner,
Yeah.
that Hulk.
I think it's kind of funny that like even in like in Jack 2 and 3 like they even have a transformation where Jack goes like dark mode when he gets angry.
Yeah.
So I find that kind of funny too. Makes me wonder if that's why he got the job. I don't know. Yeah.
And it was Lou Ferrigno and Billy Bixby that I was thinking about for the TV shows.
Yeah. It's been a while since I remember watching the show off and on when I was like probably like a preteen, like my 10, 11, kind of
Yeah.
age. So I watched a lot of those superhero shows like off and on. I remember watching Superman and Batman and the Hulk and trying to think what were the
Yeah,
others.
because I think they switched to Lou Ferrigno in the middle of the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Neil McDonald was the Hulk at one point, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, I guess he's probably the voice from somewhere. Because he's in the list of people who's portrayed the Hulk.
Oh wow. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. I can't really see him, but yeah, I guess voice actor wise, yeah, I could kind
Yeah,
of see
in
it.
the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Wait, I know he was. There's no way he was the Hulk. I'm not remembering him in anything as the Hulk. So I remember him like in the CW Arrowverse
Hmm.
as the villain. Fuck, I forgot his villain's name, and he's one of my favorite villains. I love this character. Also, probably because I love the fucking actor. He's a fucking phenomenal actor. But yeah, he's apparently credited for some of the Hulk. Hmm.
Huh. I don't remember ever seeing him playing anything the Hulk, but yeah, I guess so. Hmm.
So yeah, he's the voice of Bruce Banner in the Incredible Hulk 1996 animated series, second
Okay.
season.
Yeah, that I could see. Yeah.
Like, I figured he had been the voice, but like I didn't know even he done a lot of voice acting in that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it.
I
He's
mean,
pretty
again,
good, pretty good with impressions and stuff. So.
yeah. Uh, trying to remember who he plays in Arrow. Damien Dark. He plays an evil warlock, basically,
Hmm.
who really loves his daughter. Like he's a great guy in the end. Like the Arrowverse when they ended his storyline, I loved how they brought him back and then ended it again because his whole thing was his daughter Nora was going to be the vassal for a demon and he became an evil guy and this and that and then but he will do anything for his daughter,
Yeah.
even help the Flash so he can make sure she survives. Spoiler alert for people who haven't seen it. There's a scene where the Reverse Flash has altered the timeline to be so he can become the Flash in the same timeline that Barry's supposed to become the Flash,
Oh
but make
man.
Barry the Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Well, in that timeline, Nora dies. I think her name is Nora. Damien Dark's daughter dies, and well, he's talking about is that Barry tells him the truth of what's going on, and that where the timeline he comes from, she survived. She's alive and she's thriving. She's having a happy life and this and that. And he decides to help him basically destroy that timeline to recreate his timeline back to normal. And so his daughter can still be alive and has a moment in this little stone. This like I forgot what the stone does,
Hmm.
but he gets a chance to talk to his daughter and stuff. Or he talks to Iris, I think, at one point, and then talks to Iris's dad, and his dad gives her the message from him. And like, man, he's a really fucking good actor. He goes from a villain to kind of a neutrally character to yeah, he's just a loving father, all in one row. Him and oh, what's his name? Oh,
I don't know.
he plays Spike and Buffy.
Oh, I never watched Buffy.
Marsters. He's another phenomenal actor
Hmm.
and voice actor. He's one of my favorite actors as well. It comes to like I've kind of realized like a lot of my favorite actors a lot of times are TV show actors
Yeah.
because like most people like when you they ask them their favorite actor, a lot of times it's the big
Yeah.
movie actors.
Right. They usually name a movie star. Yeah.
Yeah, but for
Mhm.
me it's like the actors who actively like in multiple seasons of a TV show to me tend to be the better actors, even though TV shows get less limelight than major blockbuster movies.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you have to play that character so much, like, and you can't alter that character unless the storyline itself alters. Um, so it's like you kind of, I don't know. I just get more respect for those actors.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of stopped picking favorite actors after I got a little older because when I was a kid, I didn't realize until I got older. When I was a kid, I was always just tended to pick actors in movies that I liked. So like I liked this movie, so I automatically liked this actor. So I realized
Yeah,
I'm like I'm being a little biased here. So I was like so I just kind of gave I don't really pick favorite actors.
yeah. I very much look at the roles and what they're playing,
Yeah.
determine
Don't get
off
me wrong,
that.
there's actors I really like, but
I
I don't know if I
also,
would pick a favorite. So
I mean, also I can be partially biased to some, I guess, considering there's some actors I've actually got to meet in real life and actually liked them as a person
yeah.
and actually got along with them as a person.
Yeah.
So that really kind of bolsters my life
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. So
And a lot of times, I like a lot of my favorite actors too. I've noticed are people who play like villain characters. Well,
yeah,
like to
I
me,
can
playing
see
the
that.
villain is the hardest role in some aspects.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, I could.
and I've noticed a lot of these guys who's constantly playing a villain are some of the nicest motherfuckers you'll ever meet in real life.
I would
They're
love to.
like
I would love
so
to play a
nice.
villain in a movie or a show or something.
Yeah. Well, it's like the guy who's originally walked around as Jason Kane, whatever his name is.
Oh, Kane Hodder.
He was a sweet guy.
Oh yeah, he's nothing like
Everyone
Jason at all.
loved him,
Yeah,
but he's just so big and just his
yeah,
presence. He can be a scary presence, and he could utilize that.
yeah,
But he's such a nice guy.
yeah. He was even really cool about the whole situation, even though understandably, he felt like he kind of got screwed over.
Yeah.
But he was still cool about it. Like when they did the whole Freddy versus Jason thing and didn't decide to put him as the role as Jason, and he was just
Hmm.
thinking, but he handled the whole situation like very well. And
Yeah.
most
He
people
kind of
probably would have been all pissed off about it, but like he
yeah.
handled it very professionally. So
Yeah, because he acted like I really kind of hurt me that they didn't bring me back because I had been Jason for so freaking long. It should have been me anyways.
yeah,
But I get why they did what they did. It sucks, but we're
yeah.
adults.
Right. We don't have to act like big babies about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
he handled it really well. So, but yeah, he's definitely a really nice guy in real
I've
life.
also the funny thing is I've also met people who play heroes on screen. The actors are kind of dickish
I know they're the opposite. It's like the other way around. Yeah. So,
because like the dude that plays Homelander, Anthony, can't remember his last name. He's a really nice guy, but God, does he play a fucked up motherfucker on TV? The thing is, like, it's funny because I've seen interviews with him,
Mhm.
and people will ask a question that clearly irked him, and he'll go from this nicest face to you can just see the Homelander coming out. Like he switches into Homelander mode when he'll have a stare. It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
eh, I don't know. I've always find that concept funny. And then there's just some actors who, no matter what they play, they're just freaking awesome.
Yeah. Some people can play a villain, a, a protagonist. They can play a side character really. Like some people are just really good at just playing anything.
Yeah. Honestly, I catch myself when I watch movies and shows a lot of times looking at the background actors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because thing is like as a background actor, you're told to do this one specific thing, you gotta just do it.
Yeah.
But it's also easy for a background actor to like not pay attention and get in the way or whatever
Yeah.
because they're just meant to be the background. They're just trying to walk around, make the world feel like it's filled.
Yeah.
So it's easy for a background character to accidentally get in the way, get in the shot the wrong time, or whatever. So when you see a lot of these background actors just doing their job, you'll see the camera pan across them and they're just not moving, or like they're just shifting a little bit. They're actually focusing on being just a background character. Nothing that you're supposed to notice or anything.
They're supposed to kind of be sort of invisible in a way. Yeah.
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 And a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to background actors.
Yeah, I guess I never really think about them, but I guess in a way you're not really supposed to. They're doing
Yeah.
their job, I guess, if you don't think about them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, again, like, oh, you'll see some of these. I've seen movies where background characters, like, you'll see a person that's clearly background character because they're just there to die.
Hmm.
And they will go over the top with their death real quick.
Yeah.
And you can tell when it's over the top, unnecessary, but like they don't want to like have to redo that take because it's just a quick take anyways.
Yeah.
And you can also see some background characters, they'll just have a face like, yeah, I'm here. I'm a background guy.
I'm here. Yeah.
And like, you also have to act without outshining the main actors.
Yeah.
Jay's over there, moves in, immediately clogs up my toilet.
You clogged up your toilet? I'm confused.
Oh, he just, I don't know. Yes, it all works.
Okay.
Yeah. Roommates.
Can't live with them. That's it.
You can't live with them. I mean, you can live without them sometimes. Depends on where you're at. Some places you can't live without a roommate because things
You
are,
can't financially live without one sometimes.
yeah.
Mm. That was me when I first moved out on my own. I didn't think I'd be able to financially support myself without a roommate, so I was desperately trying to get in contact with various friends of mine to see the ones that
Yeah.
weren't already married off, and that I was trying to get somebody to, and I found somebody that was just, it was like just right at that time he was looking to move out of his parents' house because he was in college at the time, so, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah. See, like I've never technically needed a roommate. And like
Yeah,
even now I don't need a roommate.
I don't
Like,
need or want one now, so
but like, Jay's my best friend, so it's kind of cool having your childhood friend
yeah.
roommate with you for however long.
Yeah, I've never been roommates with my best friend John before, actually. We both got, he got married not too long after I did, and then it just never really worked out that way. So even after we both split up with our, you know,
Oh, so both of y'all got,
oh yeah, he got a divorce. His was,
yeah.
it's kind of funny how our situations winded up so similarly because he also both has two kids, one boy, one girl. The boy is the
Uh,
oldest. and they, and I think we were actually married for almost the exact same amount of time too.
wow.
And yeah, it's kind of funny how our lives really like lined up like that. Yeah.
It's written in the stars. Y'all need to become roommates.
I know, right? We need to be roommates and just keep it going, whatever's next. Yeah. We actually had talked about it a few times many years ago. We talked about maybe, but the problem with him, I don't know if I should say this on the podcast, but I mean, no one knows who he is. But the problem with him is well, basically just me and him just can't agree on living arrangements. He wants to rent a house, and I just don't really want to do that because, it's kind of expensive. Even with two people, it's kind of high. And so I wanted to do a two-bedroom apartment. Plus, you don't have to worry about, uh, you know, yard work and stuff like that. You have a two-bedroom apartment.
So you're mostly just lazy.
Yeah, so it's like, which he told me, he was like, "Oh, I'll take care of all the yard work and stuff," and I was just like, "Yeah, you say that now, but fast forward 6 to 8 months after we've lived together, is it gonna get out of control, and is this gonna become a problem?"
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was skeptical about it. So I felt like it was probably best if we just didn't go down that route. Nothing against him. It was just disagreements. So
Yeah. I mean, me and Jay have our disagreements, but most part when it comes to living, we kind of both understand just don't be a slob if you
yeah.
can help it.
See, I don't mind cleaning house because that doesn't bother me at all. Like I will straight up admit, like my roommate that I lived with once, that I probably wouldn't call him a slob, but he was probably not the cleanest guy in the world. He did leave a lot of little messes everywhere, but that doesn't bother me because I was going to clean up You know, like if it was in the bathroom or kitchen or something, I was gonna clean it anyway. So like that wasn't a big deal to me. I just don't want to do yard work. So, and if I'm not 100% sure that the other person's gonna take care of the yard work, then I don't know if I want to go that way. So
Yeah, speaking of cleaning, I need to once we're done with the coding, I need to go take the trash out before the wife gets home and chews my ass out.
I need to take my trash out too. I usually always wait till the sun completely goes down though, so
Yeah.
because I don't want to walk out there in the heat if I don't have to. So
Well, we moved the trash can up by the door. That way we can throw it out because we got a bunch of trash from the weeks of moving.
yeah,
So, like, it's out there, not hot. But I mean, you have a dumpster. You can't really quite move it.
yeah, I can't. Yeah, I used to do that when I rented a house too. I'd keep the trash can semi close by under the carport, and that way you just have to walk right out the door and just throw it away. But then when before they come get the trash, I'd roll it out toward the street. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can't do that with a dumpster.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Use those strong baby arms.
Yeah, I cannot move that thing on my own. So.
I've moved a dumpster around.
Mm. Congratulations.
They're on wheels.
I don't think this one's on wheels.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
Most of the big dumpsters are on wheels.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Unless
If
they're,
it is, I've never noticed. So
I know the ones at work aren't because they get picked up by an actual truck
yeah,
and
this one
the whole
gets
container gets lifted onto it.
yeah, that's what this one is. I've seen them do it. They just lift the whole thing um on the crank thing. But I will say our dumpster here for the amount of tenants we have in this apartment complex is not nearly big enough. It is way too small. It gets filled up literally like 3 days after they empty the thing. That's why every time they empty it, I try to run out there and take my trash out, especially if I have a lot of boxes or something. Take my trash out as soon as possible because I was like, they do not, this thing is not nearly big enough for everybody. So,
Yeah. Well, it's like there's just some households produce more trash than others.
yeah. Of course, it doesn't help that some of my, I don't know which ones they are, but some of my neighbors have a tendency to throw out way like a lot of big items, like almost every week. I'm like, how much furniture and old TVs and stuff like that do y'all have? It's like seems like every week they're always cramming some couch or mattress in there. I'm like, geez, how much crap y'all got? I
They're just
understand see
constant.
yeah, I understand seeing that stuff every once in a while. That's fine. It's understandable. But like, geez, it's like every week I see that crap in there. I'm like, geez. So,
Yeah, I don't even go through furniture that quick.
yeah. I'm like, what are y'all doing to your furniture?
Seriously. But mm.
Anyway, that was me venting about my living situation. It's really not that big of a deal to me. It's just when I think about it, it kind of gets,
Yeah.
but in all honesty, I never really think about it that often. So I did a quick
Um,
take back. Yeah.
well, do you have anything you want to keep talking about?
Yeah, there was another thing. It's probably going to take me an hour to explain the whole thing, but I did. No, I'm kidding. Nah, that's pretty much all I got for this week.
Yeah, a little bit shorter episode for our return. Next week we'll probably do our top 5 favorite movies that everyone hates.
Yeah, if I could think of some. So I can
Ew.
think
I
of
mean,
like
I
maybe two, but five, yeah, I'd have to think a little while.
I might be able to get 5.
Yeah. Oh, friggin' A.
Hmm. Never know, audiences. We might just have to come up with something new. You never know.
Wow.
What?
Hmm?
Uh,
Well, anyway, that's it. That's it for this episode.
that's it.
Yeah, if you want to follow, like, subscribe, and any all the links to our social medias and the show notes slash description. And then
Don't forget to download his game.
Yeah, if you want to check out I haven't had any downloads in like over a week. So yeah, if anybody wants
Damn.
is interested at all, go in there and at least maybe download it and play it for a couple minutes, see if maybe it's your cup of tea. So if you're interested. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Well, then I guess we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.